Colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, friends, good morning. And it's a pleasure to join you from Abu Dhabi for the opening of the Forecasting Healthy Future Summit. I wish I could be with you, but I'm looking forward to joining you there in Baku towards the end of the year. Before I start, allow me to express my gratitude to the COP29 President-designate, His Excellency Mukhtar Babayev, and to Dr. Tedros and Dr. Maria Neira at the World Health Organization for their strong support to this summit. Some of you remember that I joined the inaugural FHF summit last year in Abu Dhabi, where I pledged that strengthening the health response to climate change would be a priority for COP28. I also announced the first ever Health Day in the history of the UNFCCC COPs that would be held in Dubai. I'm thrilled to see how far we've come as a community in the past year, and I'm deeply encouraged by the continued leadership of many of you in the room today. At COP28, we hosted the first ever Climate and Health Ministerial in partnership with the World Health Organization and the UAE Ministry of Health and Prevention. The ministerial saw over 100 governments participate, including more than 50 health ministers. More ministers of health attended COP28 than in all other previous COPs combined. In December, we elevated the profile of health in the global climate agenda, and now we've successfully embedded climate in the global health agenda. This is a powerful testament of our joint commitment and represents the growing synergy between climate and health. COP28 and the UAE consensus proved that multilateralism can still work for the benefit of all people and our planet, even at a time of high geopolitical tension. To drive implementation of the commitments made at COP28, all countries must now follow through with the strengthened, nationally determined contributions that are 1.5 degrees C aligned and economy-wide, which should also promote investment that protects health. I encourage all parties to deliver ambitious NDCs that protect and promote health. At COP28, we worked closely with the MDBs, philanthropies, governments, and the private sector to mobilize US $1.1 billion of funding for climate and health. This is the first step in the right direction, but much more will be needed. In the current context of limited resources, existing financial mechanisms and initiatives should consider integrated approaches to avoid an unhelpful competition between climate finance on the one hand and health finance on the other, but rather strengthen synergies and improve how we fund solutions that have both climate health benefits. The guiding principles for financing climate and health solutions, which are launched at COP28 in partnership with the Rockefeller Foundation, the Green Climate Fund, the Global Fund, and the World Health Organization, offer a new path of coordination and coherence in financing climate and health. As we now look beyond COP28, I hope we can build on the work we've accomplished together in Dubai. We must continue building the political momentum to scale climate and health action in tandem. We need to ensure that the momentum is translated into tangible action and outcomes for communities on the front line. I'm glad to see that since COP28, I've seen incredible groundswell of support for climate and health, culminating in the 77th World Health Assembly a few weeks ago, where we saw the adoption of a new resolution on climate and health. The UAE was a proud co-sponsor of the resolution, and we're glad to have worked closely with the Netherlands, Peru, and a core group of countries over the past months. The WHA resolution builds on the climate health priorities areas that were outlined in COP28 Declaration on Climate and Health, which has now been endorsed by 150 countries. I'm hopeful that under the leadership of Azerbaijan and Brazil as the COP presidents for COP29 and COP30 respectively, we will continue to further this agenda. The health argument for ambitious climate action is very, very clear. I wish you all a successful conference in Baku. Thank you for your commitment, and I look forward to our continued partnership and collaboration to protect the health of our communities and our planet. I thank you very much.